Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. I want to take you guys through a free game that's available on GOG right now, a free weekend that is live on Steam right now. Won't be live for much longer, but thought I'd cover that, and a plethora of great deals that are available on Steam. Far Cry games are like dirt cheap right now on Steam, so I think those are pretty good pickups. Playtell Innocence is seeing quite a bit of a discount, so I'll talk that in just a little bit. But first of all, Warhammer 40k Rights of War is a freebie over on GOG, so this is DRM free. GOG is one of the best platforms you can have your games on, however, and I would definitely recommend you to always snag up their freebies. Now, this is a game that released a long time ago, 99 to be exact. It's a turn-based strategy title inspired by the board and figurine games made popular by Games Workshop. The universe of Warhammer 40k is a vast and violent one, rife with strange alien races, including the Eldar, the mysterious Eldar, and all that remains of a once great and powerful civilization that ruled the galaxy. They travel the stars in enormous spacecraft called craft worlds, seeking the maiden worlds their ancestors created in ancient times. One such world is now inhabited by humans and possess historical records and artifacts of great power far too valuable to leave their hands. This once proud race now fights for its very survival and must protect their secrets and power of their ancestors from both the Imperium of Man and the evil bioengineered Tyranids bent on the destruction of this fertile paradise. Rights of War features a tightly crafted storyline composed of 24 missions and varied victory conditions as you lead the Eldar in their fight for survival. Additional scenarios allow for control of others and Imperial armies, and a glory point system that lets you build and customize your own army. 8 distinct troop classes ranging from war machines to assault troops and devastator squads, a level-based experience system, and again 24 campaign missions to round out the experience. That's available free for the next day or so, so snag that up over on GOG. Alright, moving on from that. Free weekend over on Steam, Hell Let Loose, a World War II first-person shooter. I know World War II first-person shooters, back in the day, like we're talking a decade or so ago, decade and a half ago maybe, World War II FPSs were just like being spammed to the ground. Maybe some of you guys didn't grow up with the World War II FPS era, but man, it was pretty bad for a while. You would just get them over and over again. Now, you don't see them as much, but Hell Let Loose is a game that's been received pretty well. It's got 12,000 Steam reviews, 84% positive on that end, and it is still in early access. It is seeing a weekend deal, 25% off for $22.49. The game notes, join the ever-expanding experience of Hell Let Loose, a hardcore World War II first-person shooter with epic battles of 100 players with infantry, tanks, artillery, a dynamically shifting frontline, and a unique resource-based RTS-inspired metagame. So, I would definitely recommend you to jump into this with a couple of buddies if you can. Get them to download the free weekend and try it out for yourself. This game touts epic 50v50 multiplayer battles, 2 distinct game modes, offensive and warfare, 9 maps with more added frequently, never fight the same battle twice, play and master one or many of 14 unique roles including officer, medic, machine gunner, commander, crewman, sniper, and more. Constantly updated with new maps, weapons, features, and fixes. True to life, ballistics and recoil patterns create satisfying, skillful gunplay. So again, you got a free-to-play weekend for that going on right now, and a 25% off discount. Lastly, I do want to highlight some pretty good deals available right now. South Park: The Stick of Truth and The Fractured But Whole, a bundle on both of those games is down to just a $9.88. That is solid, given that The Fractured But Whole's list price is literally still $50. That standalone is 90% off for $5, while Stick of Truth, surprisingly, is 80% off for $6, so they value Stick of Truth higher than Fractured But Whole. Stick of Truth, in my opinion, the better game. That one was actually developed by Obsidian, and obviously everybody knows who Obsidian is. Fractured But Whole was also pretty good, not quite as good as Stick of Truth, but pretty good. That one was done by Ubisoft San Francisco. Both games are worthwhile playing, and $9.88 for both of those I think is really solid. A Playtell Innocence, on the other hand, is 66% off for $15.29. This is a game that I often go to bat for because it's an excellent single-player narrative-driven game with a very dark and gritty atmosphere. It's a game that really captures you within the first half an hour to 45 minutes of the game. Yes, a lot of story-driven games take a lot of time to build up and really hook you into the story. Playtell Innocence is off to the races rather quickly, and I really enjoyed my time with this one. Asabo Studio did a great job with it, and they're becoming one of those notable studios in all of gaming, so definitely give a Playtell Innocence a look. This was a game that, going into its release, I wasn't sold on, but it turned out to be really, really good, so definitely give that a look if you're interested. There is a free demo available if you do want to check that out. I believe it has a couple hours of gameplay, so check that out if you're interested. Alright, also, lastly, I do want to cover the Far Cry games that are on sale. These are dirt cheap given the quality level. Far Cry 3, 85% off for $3. That is a great deal. Far Cry 4 is 80% off for $6. And Far Cry 5, 85% off for $9. That is a great deal on Far Cry 5. Obviously, all of these games are playable with the Uplay Premier, or whatever they're calling their subscription, but A lot of you guys don't want to sign up for a $15 subscription service, and I can understand why. $15 a month is a little bit pricey, and with it just being the Ubisoft games, I see a lot of people just would rather have these games in their library. It's not a bad service by any means, given that AC, Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legions, all those games are going to be on the service later this fall, so maybe sign up for it then. But Far Cry 3 for $3 is great, Far Cry 4 for $6 is great, Far Cry 5 for $9 is also great, so depending on which Far Cry games you've played and which ones you haven't, make a decision for yourself. Far Cry 3 was the one that really got me into Far Cry. I think that's what the majority of people. I played Far Cry 2 initially, but, you know, Far Cry 3 is that iconic Far Cry experience that a lot of people go to bat for, and it's quite a good game. Some rumblings about Far Cry 6 is one of the characters in Far Cry 6 being Voss. I mean, that would be an interesting turn of events, but Far Cry 3, check it out for yourself. Great game. And 4 and 5 are pretty good as well. 5 is pretty well received. I didn't have a great time with 5, like I didn't get super invested into it, but Far Cry is Far Cry. You're not gonna have a lot of fundamental flaws with Far Cry as a whole. But that's gonna conclude this video. Again, check out Warhammer 40k Rights of War, Hell Let Loose free weekend, and a bunch of great deals over on Steam. So links to everything in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.